Alright, so today I will be tying actually a brown soft hackle fly in a size 12. This right here is a version that I tie in black. I mainly fish these on the Brule River in Wisconsin for steelhead. Just seems to be a really good pattern. You'll see it pop up a lot in the forums or the fishery reports for that river. And I've had quite a few fish on with it. So just a good all-around fly. Like I said, I'm going to tie a version in brown, the one that I've used a lot. But basically, I tie the black one too because there's a lot of black stonefly, little black stonefly in that river. So here we go. Right now, I'm just going to use a Kamigatsu size 10. Or size 12, just a down eye nymph hook that I like to use. It's pretty fine wire on there. Alright, so to get started, I'm just going to use, this is just a 140 in a rusty brown UTC. Just wrap back to the barb of the hook. And trim the excess there. Okay. And now the first thing that you'll tie in is this is just a hen saddle hackle, soft hackle. Basically, it comes on a patch like this. For my tails, I like to take one of the bigger feathers, which you'll find on the bottom of the back of the patch there. You can get quite a few tails out of one of these feathers, and you just strip off a few fibers. Another tail material that you might want to look at using too is the CDC oiler puffs. Basically 1 or 2 feathers. They're pretty wispy. Just depends on how much movement you want. I've had really good luck with just the soft hackle fibers. So I figure I may as well just stick with what works. So you'll just separate off, I don't know, maybe even 10 fibers, half a dozen to 10 fibers. And if you pull them up straight, it kind of lines up the tips for you. You can just grab those. And what you're looking for is about the length of the shank of the hook. So you can just measure that out. Alright. And this one I don't have to snip. Sometimes I like to snip it just behind the eye of the hook. And then just wrap forward, trap those fibers in. And then wrap back to about the 2/3 point on your hook shank. Oh, actually, no, this one will go all the way back to the back. That's a different fly, which I'll be tying later. Okay. So next thing, so we're just going to make a nice carrot-shaped body. Using this is, I don't know how well you can see it, this is Kaufman's brown stonefly dubbing. It has a good mix of natural fibers and then these little tinsel-like strands with a lot of different colors: red, blue, purple, gold. So really like to use this dubbing for this fly. Just kind of spices it up a little bit. So I'll just be putting on real thin layers of dubbing here. I like to get a lot on so I don't have to continually dub, but just what I found that works really well for getting dubbing on thread is just really separate out the fibers so it's nice and thin, and then start to work it on. And you really want to use a lot of pressure with your thumb and index finger. That'll really get it on there quick. So now just start real sparse towards the back. Like I said, you just want to build up a nice carrot-shaped body. And you're going to end up getting a couple of these long fibers. But that's alright, you can just tear away the ones that look too long and leave the other ones on. And just a little bit more dubbing here. Alright, so now the next thing you're going to want to do is just pull off a one of those soft hackle hen fibers here, and then you want to strip away the fluff. So just get down there and then you can just strip it off both sides. And you don't need to leave very much of a quill to tie in, just a little bit. Just trim that off. That's what you'll tie it in with. Just lay that on there. And trap that in. Alright. And for these, just because there's not very much to hang on to, a lot of times with hackles I'll just wrap it with my fingers. But with these I do like to grab a pair of hackle pliers here. Just catch the end of that. And really, you don't need many wraps with these fibers. You know, 2 or 3, depending on the actual feather that you have, how full it is. And don't worry about those ones that are pointing forward, because you're gonna end up wrapping the thread back on those, trapping them in, and having them go backwards on you. So, and I'll stop at 3. Oop. And that happens sometimes. These fibers at the ends are pretty delicate. So we'll just catch that in again. Here and not pull quite so hard. And you can, as you go, just kind of pull those back and wrap in front. We'll see if I can get this to go without breaking my thread again. Alright. There we go. And then you can just actually, if you hold the thread and give it a couple yanks, that'll actually just break right off for you. You don't even have to trim it. And then you can just catch in the rest of those fibers, make sure they kind of sweep back like that for you, and they'll kind of fluff out everywhere. And then just build up a nice head on there. That pretty much finishes this fly. Grab my whip finish tool here. And what you're looking for a length on that that hackle, that soft hackle, is you want the fibers to sweep back to about where the tail starts. If it gets a little longer, that's okay too. You just don't want them to be extremely long. So we'll just finish it off by putting a little bit of head cement on there. And so that's pretty much the fly. Like I said, you can tie it in black. I just started doing that, and basically for that I use a black soft hackle patch like this right here. Just pretty much the same thing but in black, and then I use a black dyed pheasant tail. Or never mind, that's for the next fly that I'll be tying. So then they actually do make that Kaufman dubbing in a black color, and it has those same kind of tinsel fibers in there in the multicolors. So but that's it. I often fish this in a tandem fly rig. This will usually be my the second fly. I believe the point fly is what you'd call that. So I usually fish that behind like an egg pattern, just because this one's a little more natural, and in the muddy waters I like to throw some kind of a tractor pattern about 8 inches in front of this fly. So but yeah, good good all-around pattern. I encourage you to try it. Like I said, it shows up a lot in the fishing reports. It's a very, very easy tie. If I wasn't explaining it along the way, it would probably only take me about 5 minutes. So enjoy.